Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Sunday. It is just about 6 p.m. here in beautiful Lexington, North Carolina. I'm going to give you a short layout update for tonight. I've been pretty lazy during the last week. If you watched Friday night's video, I was just running some trains. But I had a pretty good last couple of days, if you would, I guess. So my buddy Joe Zimmerman, he sells model trains at a lot of the local shows, and he doesn't live too far from me. So he brought one of his friends over to check out my layout on Friday, and then afterwards we went to his house, and he's got an entire storage room filled with HO scale buildings. And I bought a couple of things from him, so I'll show you those, and then let's address the old elephant in the room. Let's go down and talk about this epoxy. So this epoxy still has not set up. Now, my understanding of epoxy is that it should be hard as a rock and crystal clear. So after setting up the heater and trying to keep it as warm as possible back here, it's still just a little tacky, and it developed a film over the top, and it was not shiny like glass like I want. So I had my wife order me this UV light off of Amazon, and now I'm just going to blast it with UV until the battery goes dead, charge it back up, and do it again. And she uses UV for her fingernails to cure the epoxy on her fingernails, so why not, right? And I actually tried her. She has this epoxy cure thing for her fingers that after she puts the nails on, she sticks it in. Well, I brought it out here and took it off and sat out here for 4 hours just hitting 90 seconds, 90 seconds, 90 seconds, 90 seconds. And I did this for hours and hours and hours. I thought maybe this would make a difference, and it didn't. So this light doesn't shut off, so I'm just going to leave it out here. I think it's been out here about a half an hour already. And I did blast with the heat gun to smooth it out a little bit, but I'm going to see what happens with this for a while, and then I'll worry about the other side. I haven't done this side yet. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but when you put the light on it, you can see, like right in the middle, you got some ripples, which I understand ripples are prototypical, but, you know, when the ripples go all over the place, not in the same direction, I think that's a problem. But, I mean, overall, it don't look all that bad. But we'll see how this turns out. I did cut the trees down because the trees come at an angle. On both sides, I cut them down to kind of square them off with the trees that are on there. One side looks all right, the left side don't. But I guess it depends on the angle you're at. And if you're really looking at the trees and not the water behind it and the bridge and everything else, then I don't know. Nothing I can do about that. But not happy with it. But at the same time, there's a lot of things I've done on my layout that I'm not happy with. Oh, but back to Joe Zimmerman coming over and me going to his house. And then the next day, on Saturday, I met my buddy Greg Murphy, and I ran into LeVar, another friend of mine, at Mike's Trains in lovely Thomasville, North Carolina. And they ended up coming over here, and we just ran some trains and had a good time. So I think LeVar, that's the first time he's been over, and he was shocked at the size of it, model train that is. And he had a blast. So I think we played trains and ran trains for about 3 hours. So it was just a lot of fun. And maybe I'm getting mature or something like that. I don't know. But when I have people come over and they check out the layout, I get very happy to see how happy they are. And I don't know. I guess there's no other way to really put it. When somebody walks in my layout and I go, wow, this is cool, and we start running that long train, and their eyes light up. It's like a kid at Christmas, even if they're 70, and that makes me happy. So I don't know. Maybe I'm turning into a good guy. I don't know. But this is a coal mine kit that was already put together, weathered, and it looks pretty nice. That I picked up from Joe. I don't remember what I paid for this, to be honest. I bought a bunch of stuff. I dropped him like $100, and that was it. So I got a couple of repairs to make to it. And I think it might have been kit bashed because it doesn't look like my diamond coal mine that I bought not too long ago. But it could be the Blue Ridge. The Blue Ridge coal mine? Is that? I don't know. The other Walthers kit that comes with this larger, flood loader. And maybe that's it. I don't know. But there's some parts to that I don't think go to this. Either that or, you know, maybe it came off another kit. I don't know. But I'm pretty happy with this one. So I got 2 coal mines to go over on the other side of the layout when I get the track ready to go over there and the bridges in and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I also bought a couple locomotives. I meant to talk about this. So if you go back and watch some of my other videos, you will remember that I'm working on these fantasy locomotives. This is an Alco C625, a demonstrator, painted in the nickel plate and Allegheny Midland scheme. I needed another set of trucks so I can make another one, and I just still happened to find an RSD5. So that's going to be an RS3 very soon. And this RS11, I don't know what I'm going to paint this one either, or that one, so there's no telling what they'll be. But they'll get put on the shelf down there with all the other locomotive projects that have yet to be started or finished. Let's touch on this GP40 real quick. So I think last week I talked about this, or maybe once before I talked about this, saying I was going to paint this old GP40 something. I was thinking Allegheny Midland red and yellow. But when I cross-referenced the locomotive roster, Allegheny Midland did not have any GP40s. So that eliminates that. So this might be maybe a Virginia and Ohio, blue with the white scheme. I actually have decals for that. And believe it or not, Tony Custer sent me those decals last year for Christmas when he sent me the Allegheny Midland decals. So there was a sheet with a little bit of everything on there. So maybe that's what it'll be. Maybe it'll just be Virginia and Ohio with a white nose and the white on this end. And then I got to paint the trucks and the frame and the tank and everything black. But maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I got some modern power up here running right now. LeVar had a real cool, I think it was a Scale Trains, British Columbia rail, like a BCOL cowl unit, but it was a G. I don't know what it was. And he made fun of me because I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, I don't know. But Canadian roads aren't my favorite. I really don't even like them. And ever since Canadian National took over my Illinois Central, I've been kind of like the hell with the Canadian roads. But if you're from up north, you know, no insult meant, but you know, y'all can keep your red stuff up there. All right, so what have I been working on over here? I started working on this house track, which is right in the middle in the yard lead. I got to get the angles right to see where everything's going to go. So I'm estimating the angles. And at one point I thought, you know, number 10 track would be over here. But with the proper angle estimated there, it's going to be way back here. So it's going to be about 4 feet further to the left than what I wanted it to be, which is perfectly fine because I've got plenty of room down here where the yard can extend to, because I didn't want to use this entire wall. So that will be okay. It's just the fact that I got to buy nine more number 6 switches, number 6 switches, yeah. So they're like 25 bucks a pop at the hobby shop. And I mean, if you buy them online, you can get them for 20, but you're paying $8 shipping and handling plus your tax. So I just go to Mike's Trains and give them my money instead of some dude on eBay who's raping me on shipping anyway. And also picked up some flex track the other day so I can work on some curves over here. Last week or the week before, I put in these series of turnouts. This is the house track, that's the yard lead, and this is a crossover from the siding to the main line, and that's the Pennsy main line. And so I got all this connected up, so I got 3 tracks running in parallel here, coming around, and they all come back in here at AC Tower. And you got this track that comes off to the right. That's going to Railway Express, which would just be a probably a small shack over there since we got the freight house right here, and that will handle all that business. Now I have this track in the back here. This is coming off the port line that goes down to the river port, which is be like a an Ohio River type, you know, coal transfer, ore transfer, grain transfer, you know, barge, you know, loading facility type of thing. Nothing like, you know, like Norfolk, Virginia or anything like that, but more, something more like maybe Portsmouth, Ohio or something, but, you know, on a smaller scale. But I have a 36-inch curve to put in here. And I just need to do that. It's kind of a pain in the ass leaning over all of this, because I don't like putting my hands and stuff on here and putting dimples in the foam with my elbows and stuff. But I'll throw a piece of plywood down there. I got some Luan. That way I can put my weight on that. It won't be no big deal. But once I put this in, this whole corner will be finished. And then I'll start gluing in the old right-of-way that comes through here, that goes up and over all the tracks. And if you watch my video from Friday, I had a couple of trains running, and they come under this bridge that was like about right in here. And it was a nifty little thing. I really like it. And even though I don't plan on running any trains over that, the bridge will sit there. And, well, hang on, let me just put it all back in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so this is, just give you a little backstory. This is an old interurban right-of-way that is, ouch, that is very steep, that there will not be any trains running over this, of course, but you can see it will line up with the house track, the freight house track over here, and it will look like basically like the old main line. At some point, there will be some rails on there. I might make them very rusty and unused, but there will be some photographic opportunities here where something will be coming down that hill, and I'll be able to, fake the photo and just, put some cars up there, some locomotives, and a little bit of track here and there, and just have everything mocked up to look like something's coming off of this. Just for some pictures, I think it'll look pretty cool. And I may pick up a Bachmann, one of them old Bachmann, like interurban cars or something, and just set it up there. But at some point, this bridge here will have, all the details inside the cross members and whatnot. And signals will be mounted to the bridge for all three tracks. And I think that will look pretty cool. I've seen that in a few places. And that way when the crews are running trains, they can see the signals instead of having to all huddle up over here and look for a signal in this area. So signals here at the bridge will be controlled by AC Tower, which will be right here. I think it'll look pretty cool. Now I got a little bit of dead space in here. I'm not sure what to do with it. I'll figure something out. I'll probably build some sort of a foam piece that fits here in the corner that will, rise up like a small hill or something, just with some trees or something like that. And eventually there'll be some green hills painted on the walls, or maybe a backdrop or something over here. So it won't be too boring looking. But for right now, I'm just enjoying running the trains around the track like a little kid. And if you notice, the bridge is high enough where, double stack and auto racks can fit up underneath there pretty easily. One last thing before I remember something else. I picked up this water tower from Joe. I really like it, except for the green and the, maroon roof or brown roof. So I will blast that with some silver or some aluminum or something like that. And I'll probably cut most of that concrete stuff off of the bottom, just so there's only these footings left, because I've never seen any place that had a big giant chunk of concrete underneath there like that, like some sort of foundation. But we'll figure that out. What to do for next week? I need to concentrate on putting the roadbed for the third track over there, all the way down from McClellan Avenue, down past the grain elevators and this building I just got sitting there for no reason, and bring it all the way to here so I can start figuring out this location here where the gate shuts and the Virginia main line comes through. I was thinking about doing something like this, pushing it up. This is a 46-inch radius curve, or 48. I can't remember. It's a pretty big curve though, so maybe something like this. That way there I got a nice piece of straight track here, and I can cut at an angle where the gate will shut. And then I think this week I may work on lowering down that section that's back here. It'd be right there. And then kind of basically put the grade in from where the main line goes, it splits out. The main line is going to split and go over here someplace along the wall through a tunnel. That will be a mountain at some point. And then there's another line that will come out that will cross a couple of bridges here and then go to one of the coal mines that maybe the one that I just showed you might be set up here. I got this piece of foam that will be put in place here. Give me a little bit more real estate to work with. And then there'll be a smaller coal tipple or something right here. And then a lot's going on in this area. This is going to be a real neat location when I get it done. You got RS Tower here. You got trains coming through, going through the crossover or going through the yard. There's going to be a track coming down next to the wall that will curve through here. That will be separated, that you won't be able to separate it visually from the tracks. It'll probably be like a couple pieces of foam stacked up and some trees. So you won't be able to see it from this side, but you'll be able to see everything from this side and vice versa. That way there, you lose your train and you have to really pay attention to where everything's going. So this will get some attention here in the near future, as will the grade going up to the peninsula. Duck under. And here, probably in the next couple weeks, when I finished up the tile in the kitchen, I have about 100 or 2 brackets I'm going to make that will connect here and come up and basically support the second section of the peninsula. If I can get that done before next September, or not September, next May, so that's about 7 months away, 8 months, 7, 8 months, something like that, where I can have this looking really good for the open house I'm planning in conjunction with the Spencer Model Train Show at the museum. Something else I need to get done before that, I'd really like to get this seam divider, mountain hill thing done over here. That's very important. I have to really start buckling down and doing that. So I think I'm gonna make some phone calls and get some guys to come up here and help me, because I've never done anything like that. I'm thinking like, a Luan plywood spine with a bunch of cardboard pieces interlaced coming off, and then the plaster cloth going over top, and then, paint it brown and green, and then, start, attaching trees. So we'll see. We'll see. So if you live in North Carolina and you want to come help, just leave me a comment. I'll send you my number, and we'll plan a couple of days or weekends or whatever where we can do some work and run some trains. I'll buy some pizza. There ain't no drinking beer till we're done playing trains and running trains and working on trains. So that's my rule. Ain't no walking around with the control in one hand and the frosty cold beverage in the other, because accidents happen that way. Now, last thing. Let me find it. Where are you at? All right. Now, I've been talking about this for a while. These 2 cars are Intermountain cars that are subcontracted out for Home Shops LLC, where they take a Intermountain car and do a fantasy paint scheme. Home Shop sells them as their own car. And if you are interested in winning one or both of these cars, I don't know if you can get both. Odds are against you on that one. But we need to have, as in my channel, needs to have 1,750 subscribers by December 31st. And then I will do a random drawing, and one of my subscribers will win this car. Now, last I checked, I'm at 1,732. So 18 people need to subscribe, and this could be gone in a week, because I went up like 50 subscribers in like 2 days when I started talking about this last week. So let's get another 18 subscribers, and this could be auctioned off very quick. That is the only requirement. All you have to do is subscribe, and if you want, it would behoove you, but if you want, hit that notification bell, because when I pick the winner, I will do a special video, not on a normal night, that will congratulate the victor. And you need to have your notification on so you understand, so you get that video. That video's up. Whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying. Now, the Virginian car, we have to get 2,000 subscribers before December 31st or on December 31st. And somebody will win that car. And I really want to keep that car. So I kind of set the standard a little higher for that one. But we never know. We may come up with something else after that. But Subscribe, like, comment. Hit that that little thumbs up thing. Did I say that already? Like, subscribe, comment. Hit that notification bell. Come back here in a few days, see what I talk about next. Thank you very much.